Neighbor who's very artistic by nature getting a sudden eviction because the landlord daughter want the house with the art inside. What art? There was a house in our area that was known for having really cool murals inside done by the previous tenant. Outside was pretty tame. She has a pre-built facade to make the house look like a cottage. Inside, all hand-done murals of Disney movies and fairy tales. The lady was an art teacher when she was younger, and later she started one of those paint with wine type business, which she did well before fully retiring to just doing paint commissions and furniture decorating. She's always been nice to everyone, even when I've been an ass to her when she complained about the truck being loud or speeding. We worked that out and been friends since. She had an agreement with the original landlord about the art. Since it wasn't outside, it wasn't going to be a problem. She's been living in that house since the mid-'80s with promises of getting the house in time. Unfortunately, he passed before anything was signed and legitimized, and his kids took over. One of the sons visited the house to inspect it with his daughter, and apparently they fell in love and wanted the art house for his daughter. My neighbor didn't have a lease, which made the fight harder, and they used the art on the walls as an excuse to kick her out. She was devastated, but she was able to buy a property that fits her needs at the last minute in another state that had a full art studio area on the first floor. She originally wanted to leave the house as is without the cottage-looking front, but my friend offered to restore the house to Rebecca standards for free since he needed to figure out how to use powered paint sprayers. He also had a friend that did landscaping to help her wear the front of the house. She agreed, and we moved all her furniture out to storage units, and my friend let her stay in his guest house free of charge if she did a mural on the living room wall. She had the house cleaned out in a week. On the second week, they buffed all the walls with sanders. All the murals from the front to back were gone, it just looked like blotches of colors. My friend, being the ever-diligent painter that he is, masked anything that wasn't paint and sprayed Kills primer everywhere with his new toy sprayer. This thing was pretty amazing. You can spray a whole wall in 4 passes. After the paint dried, he used his Rebecca collection of colors to essentially kill the character of the house. Rebecca condition is what we call flipper houses. It's always the same colors, white with grays all over the house and the shitty dark tone pergo flooring. The floors were tile, so he left it alone, but the walls were white semi-gloss. The wood paneling walls, trim, switch covers, outlet covers, counters, and cabinets were sprayed in the most depressing shade of gray. The house looked dead inside when I went in to check it out. It was weird not seeing all the murals. The front of the house was the last project she agreed to give his landscaping friend the bushes, in exchange for the labor of removing the cottage facade without breaking it. The landscaper basically ripped everything out and just dumped gravel and sand with a boulder for decoration. This weekend, I went to fix some problems at an old neighbor's house and noticed the house was still empty, and asked the neighbor if had seen anyone move in. He said earlier in the week there was some U-Hauls there, but none of them were unloaded, and that was the last time they remember seeing anyone there. Bet that daughter was in for a surprise when she saw the house get turned into a basic hellhole. Ex cheated on me, asked for updates on our dog. My 25 female ex-fiancé, 27 male, of 7 years recently dumped me for a younger woman, 21 female, that he met on TikTok. To make a long story short, I had suspicions about his infidelity since January this year, but every time I raised concerns, I'd get hit with the good old, "Don't worry, babe, she's just my best friend." Well, turns out I was right, and the very same day we called our relationship off due to unrelated issues. He's posting on social media about how much he loves his new girl. Last week, he moved her like 6 states away into his dad's house. Keep in mind, we've been broken up exactly a month today. Anyway, we had a dog together, Rosie. The house we were living in together is mine, so I decided to keep her here with me since I had more stability, and she's best friend with my roommate's dogs. He agreed that she'd probably be better off with me, and only asked that I send him pictures of her and keep him updated on how she's doing. I said, "Sure, I'll email you some photos every few months." So every day since then, whenever I let Rosie out into the yard, I'll take pictures of her pooping to send to my ex. I've gotten all different angles, a couple of videos, the whole 9 yards. In a couple months, he'll have an inbox full of our shitting dog to remind him of just what exactly I think about him. Edit. Wow, I didn't expect this to blow up as much as it has. Thank you so much to everyone asking how Rosie and I are doing. We're just fine. I think she's definitely sad that he's not around anymore. They were best buddies after all, but she's surrounded by her pup friends and gets belly rubs every day. As for my ex and the other woman, I can only assume she knew about our relationship. It's possible he lied to her and said we were roommates or something, but I don't really care. Even if she was actively poaching him, my ex would have shut it down if he really loved me, end of story. He's told me everything I needed to know with his actions, which are far more trustworthy than his words. All I know is I'm happier and feel more fulfilled now than I have in years. I'm reconnecting with old friends, spending time with loved ones, trying new things and meeting new people. The best revenge I could ever have is being better off without him hearts. She erased us from her wedding, so I'm erasing her from mine. When my brother got married, his bride, now my sister-in-law, had very specific expectations. She wanted everyone in the family to wear their wedding colors, and we all did. People flew in from out of state. Everyone made an effort to make her feel celebrated. The day before the wedding, she made some offhanded but clearly pointed remarks about how our side of the family never takes anything seriously, and she wasn't expecting us to take this seriously either. The comments made their rounds, and feelings were hurt before the wedding even began. But we still showed up, looked great, and participated. Fast forward to getting the wedding photos and video. Not a single photo of our side of the family was posted. Not one. In the entire 3-minute highlight reel? No faces from our family except a 3-second clip of my parents with the bride and groom. The rest of us? It's like we never existed. I texted her, cordially, and asked if she could send me the pictures with just our siblings, since none had been posted. She responded that we never took those pictures. That's wild because I remember helping people adjust corsages for them. She doubled down on the gaslighting. I gave it 6 months and asked again. She suddenly had no idea what I was talking about. Fine. Here's where the petty revenge comes in. I'm getting married in 8 days. I've been engaged for 6 months and planning this moment since she tried to erase us. I hired a great photographer and videographer. What she doesn't know is that the videographer has a secret mission. Make it look like she's getting all the attention. Track her. Hover near her like she's the star of the show. She will feel so seen. And then, the final cut? She won't appear for even 1 second, just like she made sure we didn't. I didn't even invite her originally. Word must have gotten out because she cornered me at a family dinner and said, "Unfortunately, I have to work the day before and after your wedding, but I should still be able to make it." I was so stunned I just said, "That's fine. The Airbnb is booked whether you're there or not. So now she's coming." Ugh. To cope? I spelled her name wrong on the wedding invite on purpose. That was my first move. The video blackout will be my last. Not asking for advice, not asking if it's too mean. It's not. It's exactly fair. Happy to finally talk about it freely. Edit, update, 5/12. The wedding was absolutely beautiful and I didn't have to think about this all day. We've been living on the love high that comes with the wedding and forgot about anything until YouTube remakes reminded me. Our videographer was given verbal instructions beforehand and made sure to know who SIL was. As our sneak peek clips have been given back to us, I have yet to see her in any of the footage. Our videographer told us they had over 200 GB of raw footage, so SIL will definitely be in some footage on a hard drive somewhere, but she definitely will not end up on any of our Instagram highlights. We'll see about the final video. I definitely didn't think this would blow up like it did. Originally, I only shared this with 3 girls in book club. Thank you all for coming on this petty revenge journey with me. They suspended me for a misunderstanding, so Elle took the best, much-needed vacation at their expense. On a Monday night, I asked my manager if I could have my morning shift covered. He said, "No worries, the new girl is coming in to train and there will be plenty of servers for the slow lunch rush." Sounded good to me. The next day, the owner, who has the patience of a caffeinated squirrel, messages me asking why I did not show up. I told him exactly what my manager said. He said she is not a real server yet, and the way he saw it, I missed my shift because I did not have another waiter cover for me, so he suspended me for a week. I am their best waiter, never late, always on time, and pulling in the best reviews. Some reviews on Google even have my name in them. But I just said, "All right, boss, see you in a week." So I did what any overworked employee would do. I slept and watched movies, played disc golf, and hung out with my friends and girlfriend. It was the most relaxing week I have ever had. On Friday night, the owner calls me begging for help. They were so short-handed they were practically using the dishwashers as waiters. He wanted me to come in for Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday morning, all while I was still on suspension. I told him I had not learned my lesson yet and could not possibly come in. When I came back the next week, everyone was very, very nice to me. They still are.